space. Want to go to space? Okay, so welcome to the court Jester. Stop laughing, Greg. Plays faster than light. This is a dungeon crawler real-time strategy game set in space, and I have been playing the hell out of it. It came out about 2 months ago. I really enjoy it. You play as a cruiser ship from the Federation. And like the Federation, there's a rebellion going on, and the rebellion fleet is chasing after you because you hold this really important information on the rebel fleet. So, and you're supposed to try to get to the Federation fleet and with the intelligence and not get killed, basically. One thing that I like about this game is that there's permadeath. So if you get a game over, you have to start all over again from the beginning. It really makes you think about your choices. I really enjoy it. There's a lot to explain about this game. I'm just going to admit to that now. I will probably fall short of how much I explain about this game just because there's so much, but I will do my best. This is the default ship. It's got all the basic stuff, weapons, shields, engines. You control two aspects of your player in this game. You control the ship, which is like the power levels of each system. You know how in the older Star Trek movies they would divert the amount of power they had to like 50% shields, 25% weapons, 10% engines, that kind of thing? It's a lot like that for this game. You can also, your ship, you also control where your weapons are targeting on the enemy ship. So if you damage certain systems, that'll cause certain effects on your enemies. Like, if you can damage their shields, then it'll be easier to hurt their other systems. If you damage their weapons, they won't be able to fire at you. It's a really interesting take on the genre of sorts. And then the second part that you control is the crew. You usually start out with about 3 or 4 crew members, but sometimes, like, you'll start out with different amounts depending on which ship you play as. This is the default one. You can control, like, where they go, basically, in the ship. So if an enemy damages one of your systems, you'd send a crew member in there, and then they would, like, fix that system. And they would put out fires and fix breaches in your hull and that kind of thing. And there are different kinds of crew members that I'm going to show you in a moment. That like these are all humans, and like the description says, they are common and uninteresting. They have no real special traits. Aliens, like, some are really good at combat, some of them are good at fixing systems, some of them can actually power your systems. But again, this is the default cruiser, so it's all humans. And each ship that you unlock, you can unlock 9 different ships. I have been playing this game for 2 months now, and I've only unlocked 4 of the 9 ships. So there is a lot to unlock. And each of the ships has their own set of achievements. And so there are 3 achievements for each ship. And if you get 2 of them, then you can unlock a Type B of that ship, which is basically like different weapons or different crew, that kind of thing. And again, I just love that. I mean, I really hope that this game comes out with DLC, just because unlocking everything is so much fun. It really just... It's the perfect kind of achievement. It just makes you think. It makes you really work for it. It's not the kind of thing that just comes to you. Alright, so I am going to be playing as the Federation cruiser, it's called. And what's special about this cruiser is that, it has a weapon called the artillery beam. And it's completely automatic. You can't control it. I wish you could, but you can't. I'm willing to accept that, though, just because it's so awesome. Basically, it shoots out a laser that goes the length of the entire enemy ship. And it will, the laser cuts through all shields, except for the super shield, which I'll explain in a moment. And and it damages all systems that it goes through. It's really powerful. It's a great weapon. Most people will actually, when playing as this ship, just put all of their power into the dodging and shields and let the artillery beam do everything. But that's not quite as fun, so I'm not going to be doing that. Alright, so you can rename the ship. So I'm going to name this the Cheeseburger. No. I'm going to name this the... It's hard coming up with names on the spot. The Shooting Star. Yeah. Alright, and then, I've unlocked, by the way, the Type B of this ship, but I'm not going to be using it because I don't really care for it. Alright, and you can also rename the, characters, your crew. A lot of people recommend that you don't do this, though, because then you get attached to the crew and you get sad when they die, because they can die. I'm going to do it just because. And also, the only interesting thing about humans, by the way, if you press this arrow, you get a different model of them. Like, male and female. So I'm going to be playing as a woman, I guess, because I already clicked on rename. I'm going to name her... No, I'm going to name her Pax, after the Japanese word for peace. There's an inside joke on that. Okay, now this guy is a mantis. They are very good at, like, combat and stuff, but they aren't very good at fixing systems. I'm going to name him Buggy. Oh, God. Alright. I'm such a child. Okay, this is a rock. They are, like, the tanks of the crew. They are immune to fire, and they have a lot of health, but they move kind of slow. I'm going to name him Geo. Like, geology, you know? Okay, and this guy is a cyborg. They're actually called NG, but they're basically cyborgs. They aren't very good at fighting, but they are amazing when it comes to fixing systems. I'm going to name this little robot fellow Omega, after my favorite of Dr. Robotnik's robots. Alright, I think that's everything. I'm going to be playing on easy mode. I apologize for that. And let's start. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tip: bomb weapons! Bombs teleport directly onto either ship. They bypass shields and defense drones. However, they affect shields and systems. They do no damage to the ship's hull. Okay, so now I'm going to choose where everybody goes in the ship. I think I'll have Pax pilot it. I'm going to have... I guess I'll have Buggy to be on the weapons. I'm going to have my rock fellow... Actually, no, I'm going to have my rock fellow be in the engines room. And I'm going to put my, my cyborg, Omega, into the shields room. Quick run through on what each system is. Weapons, cameras, which allows you to, like, see the rooms that your crew isn't in. Like, were I to turn it off, it would look like... Okay, you can't turn it off, apparently. Were it to be damaged, I wouldn't be able to see the rooms that my crew aren't in. Shields. The shields are a lot like the shields in Halo, basically. If your shields get damaged, then they'll just recharge. But if your shields are taken down and then they shoot something at you, then your hull will take damage, and you can't repair that unless you're at a shop. The med bay, if your crew takes damage, you put them in the med bay, and that will heal them. The door control, like, you can open and close doors, and that will, like... There's oxygen in your ship, basically, and were I to drain my ship of the oxygen... then it would put out any fires because there isn't any oxygen in it. But but any crew members in there would also take damage because they can't breathe. Any rooms with this yellow border around it means that there's no oxygen in it. This is the oxygen room. It resupplies your ship with oxygen. If it's pink, that means that it has low oxygen. So as you can see, it's slowly getting more oxygen again. The artillery beam, I explained what that was. The cockpit and the engine, which allow you to have a higher dodge rate for your enemy attacks. I think that's everything. You can get more systems, that's why there are some empty rooms. Yeah, you can get more systems. I won't go over them now, though, just because. And let's start playing the actual game! Okay, jump. Okay, so this is the part, it reminds me a lot of the Spore space stage, basically. So this is the exit. This is where we are right now. So we want to make, like, a bunch of, like, jumps from basically system to system planets to get to the exit, and that exit will get us to the next sector. There are 9 sectors, I think, and at the last sector is the boss fight. And the boss fight is pretty difficult. Alright, so I'm going to jump here. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. Okay, so we can either intervene and defend the outpost, or we can avoid the conflict. So if we attack them, then we'll probably get some kind of a reward for saving the refueling outpost, but we could also take damage from the enemy ship. But if we avoid it, then we won't get any rewards, but we won't be attacked, basically. The thing is, though, if you intervene and defend the outpost, then it could turn out that, like, the outpost might actually be a crime organization or something, and that they would be better off dead. So you really do have to think about all the possible consequences. I'm going to intervene and defend them. Okay, so now let's fight. So this is the real-time strategy bit. So you can see the weapons slowly charging. I targeted the weapons system. I could have also targeted the crew, the cockpit, or the engine room. Oh. Okay, that one missed. Yeah, I just destroyed their weapons. He cannot fight back now. This is an automated ship. There isn't any crew in it, so it can't repair itself. I could have also targeted the cockpit, and that would have made it so that it couldn't defend, or I could have targeted the engine so it couldn't dodge my attacks. Did I say that it couldn't defend? If I did, that was a mistake. Okay, the outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. Okay, they gave us some fuel, 2 missiles, and 24 scrap. Fuel allows you to jump from planet to planet on that map I showed you a moment ago. Missiles, certain weapons use missiles. I was using a laser weapon in that fight, but missiles are more powerful, but lasers don't take any ammo, so they're more reliable. Scrap is basically the currency of the game. It lets you buy stuff and upgrade your ship. And then the last thing is an anti-ship drone, Mark 1. That's actually pretty awesome that we got one this early on. Drones are basically like, I guess, automatic weapons, maybe? But, you need a drone control center, which you can only buy at a shop. Okay, so there's a distress beacon right here. I'm going to jump to it. So this could be a trap. It could be like a pirate that put up the distress beacon. Oh wow, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, you locate the source of the distress call. We're a nearby human mining colony. An unknown disease has spread virulently among the workers. They're trying to set up a quarantine to mitigate the spread of the disease, but lack any enforcement, and a riot seems likely. Okay, so the first 2 options are to send in our crew to help control the crowds, and they could die. Like, it's a 50-50 shot that one of our crew members will die, but we'll still get rewards for it. Or we could ignore the request and move on, so just keep going. And then there are the 2 special blue options. It's rare that you actually get 2 blue options, but basically you have a special crew member, and that crew member can do some sort of a special talent, and it's basically like a free pass that will automatically get you the rewards. It's really cool. Okay, so my rock crew member, Geo, can basically be an enforcer, because he's a rock crew person, and he's like a freaking tank. Or I can send in my NG crew member to try to calm down the infected, because he's a cyborg, thus can't get infected by disease. I'm going to send in my Omega. With no fear of catching the disease, your NG crew member helps reassure and organize the infected humans. Calmed by its extensive knowledge about human physiology, the infected submit to the quarantine in hopes that a cure can be found soon. The colony leaders offer a small reward for helping prevent an ugly incident. Okay, we got fuel, drone parts, and scrap. Drone parts, by the way. They let you use drones. They're basically missiles for drones, ammo of sorts. Okay, we now have 83 scrap. I'm gonna go for one more jump and get some more scrap and then show you what it can do. Alright, so this is also a distress beacon. What is in it? A small civilian ship flies over as soon as you arrive. You're prepared to fight, but they inform you that they're all out of FTL fuel and can't jump. Okay, so basically I'm going to give them some fuel so that they can get to a shop and not be drifting out in space forever, because I'm not a dick. Alright, I gave them some fuel. Thank the gods! We can finally get out of here! We're jumping straight home, so take this extra weapon. We won't need it, hopefully. Okay, so they just gave us a weapon. It is a fire beam, and it starts fires on the enemy crew. I could actually see a pretty cool way on how I could use that. I'll explain it in a moment, I guess. Okay, I'm going to see if this one will give me any scrap. Ooh, wow, I have never seen this background before. It is really cool. Holy crap! Swear number one. A weapon is just floating in space! So, an Ion Blast and 12 scrap. That was odd. Okay, Ion Blast. Ion damage is like temporary damage. Like, if you use an ion weapon on, say, their shields, then their shields won't be able to recharge for a while. It's, I guess, a paralyzing weapon would be the best way to describe it. Okay, I now have 95 scrap. I'm just going to take a better look at this. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to... So you can upgrade your systems and stuff now that I have scrap. Sorry, I have to cough. Alright, so I'm going to upgrade the shields. Okay, so I just spent a lot of scrap, but now I'm going to take some power out of my med bay. And I now have a level 2 shield. Yep, okay, so now it's slightly darker. I have 2 shield thingies, so I can take 2 hits before they can do hull damage. Very useful. Okay. I would like to upgrade my weapon control, which would allow me to use that ion weapon I just got, but I only have enough scrap to basically... I only have enough scrap to upgrade the weapon systems, which allows me to use more weapons. I don't have enough scrap to get power, like extra energy, to use that new weapon. This is hard to explain all of it. Okay, so I'm going to jump to the next place now that I have 2 shields. This is the Rebel fleet, by the way. Each time you make a jump, it will slowly move further and further along the map. And any, basically, planets that it goes over, it will now be Rebel-controlled, and you can't go there. Or if you do go there, you'll have to fight, like, a Rebel ship, and it's difficult and stuff. Okay, what's in this next place? Okay. You spot a small Rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you and your ship. Okay, so we can be dicks and demand the surrender of their goods, or just avoid them. Since they're rebels, though, I'm going to demand the surrender of their goods, because they'd kill me if they were in this situation. So now we have to prepare it by force. We have to secure the cargo by force. Okay, they actually cannot damage me. They have 2 beam weapons. Beam weapons, unless it's the artillery beam, which I still haven't gotten a chance to show. Beam weapons can't penetrate shields. And they don't have a weapon that can penetrate shields, so this is going to be a cakewalk. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take down their cockpit so that they can't escape. Because they're a cargo ship, odds are that they're probably just trying to, stall this battle until their, engines... Oh, wow, that was a pretty good defense. A pretty good dodging thing. They're probably just trying to stall this battle for as long as possible so that they can just jump away. Alright. So yeah. Oh, okay. And I destroyed their cockpit. Now I'm going to take down their shields. So, sorry it took me so long. Yeah, this is the part where I start talking about personal stuff because I think I'm done explaining what everything is for the most part. Yeah, sorry it took me so long to make this next video. I really wanted to. I've been sick for the past, like, 3 weeks. I was actually probably sick when I made my, the last Let's Play. But it just got really bad over the past week. I could barely talk. My nose was just so congested. It wasn't, it wasn't a very good time to be recording. Okay, that's the artillery beam you just saw. I wish that the other ship had more health just so that you could see its full power. Okay. It was carrying military supplies, but nothing was really salvageable. That's a shame. If I had destroyed the entire crew, we probably could have gone and salvaged everything, but I don't have the proper weapons for that. Actually, I could have used the fire beam. No, okay. So yeah, we got a decent amount of scrap from that. Yeah, but yeah, I've been sick for the past, like, 2 weeks. It wasn't a good time to record, sorry. I only really record these, by the way, when I'm home alone, and I haven't really had much of an opportunity. I only record it when I'm home alone so that nobody, like, I don't know, tries to come into my room, I guess. And, yeah. I'm 15, by the way, if you were wondering, if you're wondering. So I still live, like, with my family, and, yeah. Alright, okay, so I'm going to see if I can jump from here to here to here to the exit. You have to plan to get as many jumps in, like, the sector as you possibly can before the rebel fleet catches up, just so that you can get a better, like, haul. Okay, you recognize the ship as a well-known slave trader. He hails you and offers you one of the laborers for cheap. Okay, so we could buy a slave, and here's the thing. They're kind of expensive. Now, I have been in this encounter before, and if we attack him, then there's a chance that he will say, like, no, please, don't kill me. Look, if you don't kill us, we'll give you one of our slaves for free. I mean, after all, they'll die anyway if you kill us. So they'll give you a slave as a bargaining chip. But there's only a 50-50 shot of that happening. But, I mean, really, it's a slaver ship. I don't know. I mean, the moral repercussions of this... I'm going to attack him. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. And I'm starting to run out of time, so this is probably going to be the last ship that I do before I fight that I do for this episode. So this is going to be a multi-parter. Yeah, I'm going to clear my throat out after I'm done recording this. And yeah, okay, so I just got hit by ion weapons, so my shields are down for a while. Or at least one level of my shields. Okay, I took down their shields, and I'm going to go for their weapons. And... Pow, pow. Okay, their weapons are down. Now I'm going to go for their cockpit. Okay, alright. But yeah, as you can tell, by the way, I still have, like, a trace of my cold left. It's just one of those colds that you get and it doesn't leave. Okay, we surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll all die anyway. So I'm going to accept their offer, and I now have an NG in my crew. Okay. So so NGs are, like I said, they are good at fixing things, but they aren't good at combat. Should I replace my, I'm going to replace, yeah. Alright, so now Buggy, he's just going to be chilling. He's going to defend the ship, so if any enemies come on board my ship, Buggy will basically defend it. because he's not very good with systems, basically. Yeah. Um. So yeah. Also, next crew member I get, I'm going to replace Geo so that he won't have to do that and he can focus on defending the ship. Alright. Okay, so yeah. Thank you for watching. This has been the Core Jester Plays Faster Than Light. Send in money, I really enjoy it.